Okay, so after first being announced nearly 9 months ago, Microsoft has finally unveiled the price of their new Xbox One X Series S2 box thing to be $499, while their budget console, the Xbox S Series 2 box but thinner, to be $299. And then Sony responded with this.
Hold up. I could go for a sandwich right now. We gotta get out of here. Come on, let's get
Oops, wrong clip. I think these are some interesting prices for the new consoles. The Series S is stated to be able to run games at 1440p, while the Series X will be able to handle the mighty 4K, with certain outlets reporting that the Series X rivals the performance of an RTX 2080. Building gaming PCs to match would potentially cost over $1,000 for the Series X and maybe even around $800 for the Series S. Well, of course, that was before Nvidia decided to do this,
starting at $499.
which resulted in this. Anyways, I think this really brings to light the changing cost of being able to play video games. That $599 price tag on the PlayStation 3 back in E3 2006, well, that's nearly $800 today due to inflation. Microsoft priced their console at nearly half, with the Xbox 360 costing $299 and $399. However, I think we all know how the tables turned 7 years later.
At $499 in the US, and 499 euros in European markets, and 429 pounds in the UK.
I'm very proud to announce that PlayStation 4 will be available at $399.
But now we gotta talk about the price of games, right? Because a video game console without games is kind of like a toaster without toast, and that's pretty sad. With game subscription services like Xbox Game Pass adding EA Play to their already massive libraries, games are being more accessible than ever. I mean, Xbox Game Pass goes to as little as $4.99 per month for PC. Compare that to games for the Nintendo 64 in the mid-90s, where games supposedly cost up to $70. If we account for inflation, that could be over $100 today. But look, I'm basically like a baby. I wasn't even alive in the mid-90s, so unfortunately I am not too much aware of how much it cost to play video games back then, other than from doing some surface level Google searches, and I'm not willing to put in any more work to figure that out, but the point is, games are cheaper, yeah. However, it is clear that video game distribution is moving towards a more digital landscape. I mean, we all know how physical copies of PC games haven't been a thing since God knows when, and there is a reason a certain something is missing from both the Series S and cheaper version of the digital PS5. Hell, this PS5 is $100 cheaper with the same specification. As PC gaming has already long demonstrated, digital games results in no more pesky retailers or production costs of flimsy CDs. I honestly expect physical copies of games to be completely gone by the PlayStation 6 or the Xbox X Season 4 or whatever dumb name Microsoft will end up giving that thing. Microsoft had already previously played with this idea with their digital-only Xbox One S, and back in 2013 they had tried to impose serious restrictions on game ownership, an idea that Sony would completely trash them for.
They can trade in the game at retail, sell it to another person, lend it to a friend, or keep it forever.
But it is clear that even Sony is trying to move towards this digital landscape with their digital-only PS5 and services like PlayStation Now and PlayStation Plus. As we can see, things are clearly changing. We will soon transcend the physical realm for games. Wait, scratch that. We will transcend the physical world. No longer will we own any of our possessions. Everything will be digital and property of Microsoft, Google, Amazon. How can we resell anything? when we won't even be able to resell our own kidneys. But that's all fine because of GAM Organ Pass means for only 10K a month, I can have access to a premium smooth brain. And in the end, we will wonder, was this all worth it? We will long for the days when all we had to do to play the new Call of Duty was to pay $60 at our local GameStop, instead of having to upload our consciousness to the Xbox Brain Cloud.